Well, it's the 26th of February today, and I thought I'd give you a little update on how the peas are growing. I can't remember when I planted these, but they were a while ago, these here. But you can see they're growing quite nicely. As you can see here, they're doing well, and I better move some of these over to the trellis. You can see they're hitting the trellis, they're doing quite nice. Now, peas do quite well in cold weather. Now, by cold weather, because this is a greenhouse, during the day, on most days, even like today it's rather overcast, it's still 70 degrees in here. It's 30 outside, I think, right now. But overnight it gets down to, it's below freezing here just about every night. 25 is kind of average about now, about this time of year, inside the greenhouse. But outside, it's probably a lot colder than that. But the point is that even though it gets very cold in here, and during the day it warms up to 70 degrees or so, these peas do quite well, and they're growing quite well. So what I want to do here today is I want to, you see the dirt below this grow pipe that I've got. What I want to do is I want to plant peas in that dirt there below the grow pipe. I've got some sprinklers to water it. And what I got to do first, though, is to get the weeds out of there. There's not a lot of weeds in there, but there's enough, and they're grass-type weeds. So if I don't get them out of there, grass really multiplies and takes over. So it's kind of worthwhile to get down on my hands and knees and pull those what's left of the grass out of there before I plant anything. Otherwise, it'll just take over. See, here's what I'm talking about with the grass right under this pipe. You can see there's not a lot of grass. There's just a few blades here and there. But those blades show that underneath there is grass plants, and grass really spreads. So it's worthwhile to get that out of there. So that's what I'm going to do today, is get that grass out of there. Now you can also see here that there's sprouts coming up. See, look at that. That's one there and one there. See, these are really sprouting well. And I planted these quite a bit later than those. I think those may have wintered over. But so anyway, we're going to have a good crop of peas here as soon as it really warms up. I imagine in about a month or so I'll start to harvest these. It'll take a few weeks before these peas start coming up, but hopefully this whole area right here will just be full of peas, and then I can harvest them. And about the time it gets a little too warm in here for peas, that's the time that we'll probably want to take them down anyway. It'll be past harvesting, and hopefully we'll replace these with beans, and we'll get a bean harvest too. Okay, so I just finished weeding this. Took me about half an hour, I guess. And what I tried to do is pull out most of the weeds that are just starting to spring up. I didn't get them all, but well, we'll just this should help a lot. Now the next part comes is to plant the peas, and what I'm going to do is grab my trusty pointy hoe and dig kind of a furrow in there and drop some peas in. Now you don't need to dig this too deep. You just need to have kind of a place to put the peas is all I'm looking for, and then an easy way to cover them up. Now these peas are just called shelling peas, premium shelling peas. So I know there's more varieties of peas than that. That's pretty general, but I'm going to plant these all in here like this, and then take my hoe and just gently cover them up. Now I've planted these quite quite thick, and I want them to come up thick, and so I'll have a good crop here. So I'll cover the rest of these up and do all the rest down here, and we'll see what we get. Okay, I've got those two sections planted now, and this one I've got the furrow dug, but I'm gonna do a different pea in this one. My buddy Chad, he grows a lot of produce and does farmers market stuff. He gave me these to try, and apparently they're called Big Boy. So I'm gonna put those in here, and we'll see how they grow and see how they compare with the other ones. Okay, so there's the Big Boy peas, and I've put them in there kind of thick, and hopefully we'll get some good peas out of them. I think we will. But we'll cover them up and water everything in and let them grow. Okay, well, it's the 13th of March today. I can't remember how long it's been since I planted these. I'll put a little note on the bottom of the video here. But the peas down here are coming up. So these are going to do well. Let me show you. Now, first, let's look over at this end. And as you can see, look at that. They're sprouting really nice. There's some up here. See, they're sprouting kind of pretty thick here. And as you can see, and look at this. You know, this I'm not sure what they are, but I think they might be tomatoes, and I think I'm going to need them. But anyway, look at that. See, those are coming up well. Moving on to the next section, you can see they're all coming up. See that? So the peas are coming up. They're doing pretty good. And these are those, this section here has the Big Boy peas in them. Different kind of peas. I got those from Chad. And here they are. You can see they're coming up. Well, you can see it right there. Pretty good. I think they're a day later or something, because they're noticeably not as many breaking the surface. See, there's one right there. But they are coming up. And if you look at this, see that right there? That is a bunch of tomatoes. You know, there was tomatoes here, and you can see there's a bunch of clumps. There's one there and one there, and there's even just scattered ones. See right in there, there's a bunch of scattered tomato plants, and there's another bunch right there, and some more. I'm going to need those for planting tomatoes on the side. But anyway, as you can see, the bottom here in the ground where I planted these peas, they are sprouting, so we'll let them grow and see when they catch up with these in the grow pipe here. And you see here, give you another look at those. See, they're doing quite well too, see? So we should have some peas this year.